Hi friends, hope everyone's doing well. Today I kind of wanted to talk about why working with very Japanese domestic companies may seem a bit mysterious. Of course, I'm generalizing, I'm going to be generalizing a lot, but when you read a lot of the international Japanese business culture strategy books, especially the older ones, they always kind of portray Japan as a very mysterious country where when you try to speak with people regarding business, it's very difficult to get an answer. And even if you do get an answer, you don't know if it's what they're really saying or because it's so layered or because it's so contextual. Um, and with modernization, internet, and everything, it's definitely changing. But I think you will see tendencies of this mysteriousness when dealing with very more domestic companies where there are employees who don't speak English as much, kind of like mine. And I realized this after a web meeting we had with Europe, with our own subsidiary, but uh, I think the biggest reason for the mysteriousness in the first place is just because everyone is shy. And I think, firstly, the culture of Japan, you'll see that people tend to be more detailed oriented or perfectionists and very aware of others. And so when you have a combination of these factors, you become very sensitive on how you are seen when explaining things or when making any sort of statement, even a question, because firstly you're worried about your image, but also you feel that you are expected to know all details, even when asking a question, to be able to follow up or if asked back, be able to answer why. And when you combine that with the language barrier, I think it just becomes too much for uh, many of the Japanese businessmen and women, and it becomes very stressful. And so they just don't talk and they just listen, and speak only when asked and only in a way that they know they could answer perfectly, which usually just becomes a yes or no without explanation. Uh, and so that shyness and fear of not wanting to show any weakness ends up, I think, seeming mysterious when, for maybe Westerners who are trying to begin a conversation, begin a business, just want to get some understanding. So even if you ask a bunch of questions, they just clamp up and don't answer. So I got to see that from the other side, and it was a bit amusing. Of course, I did the translation a lot, and I think it worked out. But having a conversation with one of my coworkers who was especially shy and stressed out, even though he's a specialist and very technically sophisticated, I think it's just because he's such a perfectionist when around his coworkers. Uh, all of a sudden, when he's unable to explain the details because of the language barrier, he just becomes this other person, which is normal for anyone, I think, in the world. But I just thought it was really funny seeing a group of Japanese businessmen around me all clamping up when speaking English. So yeah, that was just something I thought about while translating today and thought I'd share. Yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys up again another time. Bye.